Fortnite OG drops this Friday, and I think they will have some tournaments involved. Personally, it would make absolutely no sense to not have any tournaments. This is such a massive, massive promotion for the game. So many players will be either coming back from like people who have quit and not played in a long time. The actual population, I imagine, of existing players will be significantly higher than normal just to relive the nostalgia. And of course, those OG players who quit will be getting absolutely dunked on. So it would be an odd opportunity for Epic not to capitalize in having tournaments just for these players to play anyway, which I'm excited about. But the main reason I think we are 100% getting tournaments is I know that there are Epic funded tournaments, so hosted by third parties, that are running during the season. Of course, like other companies are putting on different tournaments from different creators and all of these different things. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what they are because of the different creators and different players have spoken to me about ones that they've been invited to. And some of these are relatively large. Of course, I think they're just invite only, so I know you're getting excited, but just wait, we'll come to you in a second. So a lot of these tournaments seem to be hosted on weekdays. Now, that's strange because if they are Epic funded in a sense, so a lot of the prize pool comes from Epic, but they're hosted by a third party, like another creator or I think like production company or whatever. That would usually mean that Epic aligns them on days that they do not have existing tournaments, like no cash cups or anything already. So the fact that a lot of these are on like Tuesdays and Thursdays suggests to me that there will be tournaments Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I would love it if there was some sort of Elite Cup system. I remember seeing a tweet on Twitter, maybe I'm just losing my mind, that said it was like an Elite Cup leak for next season, but I've gone back and I've Googled and searched through the depths of Twitter today to try and find it, and I can't see it anywhere. So if there's Elite Cups next season, I told you in advance, but I can't find the proof for it, so who knows. Anyway, I hope they do have tournaments. I hope there's some good solo tournaments. I've really been enjoying playing the solo cash cups personally. We've had a whole year of duos, and I presume, like if you watch my last video, we're probably going to have another whole year of duos next year. So to have it a little broken up a little bit with a season of solos focused would be good for me. And also, I would really love to actually like get into the nitty gritty and try to VOD review some of the players who are popping off in these solo style tournaments. At least just the solo cash cup. But I would love it if we had some good prize pools so that players really wanted to grind and get into it. Think back to some of the OG tournaments like Skirmishes, Blackheart Cup. I remember seeing Destiny's Jesus made a tweet about this. He would love to see OG themed tournaments to go along with the seasons. I think that would be super sick as well. Good prize pools is all I'm kind of really hoping for. But of course, you know, that's not all that I want to see coming through in this season. There's been a lot of different leaks about different parts, and most people still aren't really sure what's going on. Of course, the season is going to be starting on November 3rd, and then it's going to end on the 2nd of December, where we're then probably going to some downtime before it comes into Chapter 5. Now, I want to just point out, Chapter 5 will start in December, as I mentioned, the 2nd. There more than likely won't be any tournaments in December up until, well, I was trying to think, maybe January, or probably January, because there's usually a 2-week period over Christmas where Epic Games takes holidays and they don't host tournaments over that time. Plus, then it's the first 2 weeks of a season where usually there's a little bit of downtime. Maybe there'll be a performance evaluation. So just a heads up, I would probably think there's not going to be any tournaments at the start of Chapter 5, sorry. Just similar to every other year that we've seen. Every December is always a slow one for tournaments. So keep that in mind. Right now, the kind of current layout that we're seeing is a lot of people are talking about weekly transformations. So we'll go back into Chapter 1, Season 5, rather than what would be Chapter 4, Season 5, as we've already played. I've seen a few tweets confirming that it seems to be the entire map, which I think we're all in agreement with so far, which would be this map you can see on screen, which I've definitely popped up because I'm a phenomenal editor. And there was a couple leaks saying it was going to be 60% of the map, some mixed, but it seems to be, the leaks seem to be confirming that it's going to be the entire Season 5 map. But what happens after that seems to be a little bit up in the air. Maybe they're going Season 6, 7, 8, 9, and then up to Season X and out. That is kind of the current trajectory and current understanding. But no one understands at what times this is doing, and if these seasons will be merged, if it's going to be every couple of days. To me personally, the season I think is 4 weeks long. Let me double check, hold on. Yeah, the season's 4 weeks long. Just done a thank you Google Calendar there. 4 week long season, which if there's 6 other seasons, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and X, I can nearly not count there. that go into it. Obviously, you can't have a full week for each season, so there's a couple theories that they'll maybe merge some of these seasons together, which when we come on to look at the maps in a second, I'll show you makes sense. Now, that would actually kind of make sense for some of the seasons, because if you see, this is the current, or the what will be the season 5 map. It changes a little bit if you kind of move over to some of the other like the end of the what would be season 5, so whatever this update was. You can see like this area here changes a little bit, so it's uncertain kind of what part of the map we'll get, and that actually makes a lot of difference when we go into season 6, because of course from season 6 we saw like these, I can't remember the names of any of this, it was like 4 years ago, but if you check what happens towards the end of the season, of course Loot Lake totally changes, and all of these small little areas also change. However, realistically, from this point 6.31 down till 5, there's not really that many changes in the map. There's like, come on, you know, would it be worth having a whole week difference between these two? Because the things are pretty minor. However, when you go up to season 7, of course, that's where things massively change. So to me, it would make a lot more sense if season 5 and 6 were kind of combined into the first week, and then say the next week you went into a full season of season 7 like this. And of course the differences here, obviously the snow melts a little bit. Yeah, there's not that much of a difference in terms of the map from there. However, one of the interesting things is that in season 7, and one of the things I want to see how they implement across that is, what do they do with the block? Because obviously the block is part of a lot of these OG maps. What do they put on there? Is there random buildings they've just built on it instead? Is there any way for like creators to put their own little maps on it? I think that would be super sick. Anyways, keep going. Season 8 obviously is also another massive change, so that could be the next week after that. Season 9, again, of course, Season 9, oh god, I so hope we get to play this map again. This map is one of the best of all time. I really, really want this retail Mega Mall? Was it what they called, Mega Mall? I can't remember. Mega Mall to come back. This version of Tilted was super sick as well. And then, of course, Season 10 as well, which was not that different. What happened after? What happened at the end? Map-wise. Oh, all those crap POIs. Yeah, okay. So here's why I hope 9 and 10 combine, and then 5 and 6 combine for a full week each. That would make a lot of sense. Also, I don't want to play Season X. Of course, what weapons are going to be in is also a really interesting trend, because, again, we don't know. It's kind of speculative. We know we're going back to Season 5. Everyone thinks it's going through the seasons up till Season X. That seems to be what the leaks say so far, but nothing is confirmed. And the loot pools are actually, all, of course, very interesting. The Season 5 loot pool has a lot of the ARs. Like, there's standard AR, there's the burst AR, and then a bunch of scoped. There's the minigun, the LMG, a thermal scoped as well. So there's a lot of ARs in. The shotgun meta is chef's kiss. Pump, but only uncommon and rare, so the purple and gold pumps weren't in at this point. Same with the tacs, and that's actually really good, because personally I think tactical shotgun, when it comes to epic and legendary, was super busted. The structure damage was really strong. Then it has heavy shotgun. This is not the heavy shotgun that fires a single bullet. This should be the heavy shotgun that's still like a spread, which probably is more close to, what kind of shotgun would it be now? The current shotgun, whatever the current one's called, I've totally blanked. It's probably closer to that than it is the pump shotgun, which is interesting. And then the double barrel, which was very frustrating if you jump in box. Submachine guns, oh yes, lovely compact SMG. Can't wait for this SMG meta to be back. Hand cannon was in as well, alongside the dual pistols, which is super cool. And then there's four snipers, a bolt, a semi-action hunting rifle, and then the heavy sniper. And then this is what I think a lot of people forget about the OG seasons, is the amount of other items like explosives, like guided missile, clinger, remote grenade, rocket launcher, and grenade launcher were all in. And then, you know, oh god, we're gonna get bushes, deployable bushes back again. A lot of the utility items too: boogie bombs, impulses, porta forts, stink bombs, riftigos, shockwaves, grapplers, and porta fortress. Not even porta forts, porta fortress, plus 4 different types of traps. There's a lot of different items in the loot pool, and one of the things that I really hope that they do is they actually make them as strong or as weak as they were in the original seasons. I want, coming towards, was it season 5? I swear it was season 5 that had the drum gun. Okay, yeah, so the drum gun was also in here. Sorry, the drum gun came in at this, surely it was at the start of the season. I can't remember. The drum gun was in whatever point. I want people to experience the pain of being run at by a 2x headshot multiplier drum gun like it was back in that season. People need to experience that pain. I'm torn, because I want it to be like the original OG seasons, where things were as balanced, or unbalanced is probably the better way to put it, as they were in the original seasons, so that everyone can experience the pain of getting drum gunned, run through by planes, all of these different things. However, the one thing I'm not seeing in this tweet is, of course, the mechs. They don't seem to have been updated at all, which is an interesting side note, I must say. On the flip side, zero build seems to still be in from what everyone is saying. Some of these hills are going to be very interesting. If you don't remember, the Chapter 1 map wasn't definitely not built for competitive or for... I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say it. It wasn't that well designed, quite frankly. It was cool, it was nostalgic, but some of the hills had massive verticality on them that even building up was a real pain. So they've added a bunch of zip lines reportedly for zero build specifically to make it a little bit more manageable for you to be able to go around the map, because it'd be impossible. From what I hear, sprinting and mantling is still in as well. However, this tweet could be slightly misleading. People were saying that sprinting and mantling is not in the game. However, the tweet that Fortnite put out, sprint or mantle your choice, back to Chapter 1, see you soon. Now, maybe I'm just tinfoil hat theorying here, but this could suggest you're sprinting your way into the season, mantling your way into the season, not that you'll be able to mantle when you're there. Maybe they're just kind of... This could have been their way of saying, yeah, you can sprint or mantle in this chapter, absolutely. But, you know, I'm still skeptical. I'm still skeptical that it won't be allowed. But it probably will, realistically. And I hope they do, because mantling and sprinting are just part of Fortnite at this point. To not have them would be kind of strange. Last thing, ranked. I would love to see, if we're going to change through seasons every single week, I would love to see the Unreal rank reset at the start of every new season, if it's our start of every new week. So you almost have like, you can grind, say, Chapter 1's OG Season 5 to be number 1 of the ranked leaderboards, and then at the end of that week, reset, start again for Season 6 or 7 or however it works out. So like everyone starts at the same point if you're already in Unreal, and then you can grind to be number 1 in Unreal, season restarts, go again. Who knows? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this other rambling video. Subscribe if you do. Like, peace, bye.